Gonna be heading down to the treehouse and installing this game camera onto my 12-volt battery, and I'm going to show you how I did it a little different than most people do it, but I think it's going to work out. So here's the battery pack out of this same camera. I have a few of these same ones, which makes it easy. So there's just the original battery pack. And then here's the one that I modified. So I used super glue and baking soda, which is a freaking awesome trick if you've never seen this done. Very, very interesting. It pretty much turns super glue into an instant dry epoxy. So right here where these go onto the metal tongues or connectors, whatever you want to call them, there's super glue holding these in with the baking soda. And then right there I had drilled about a 1/4-inch hole or so and stuck that wire through, and then I also super glued and epoxied all that, so nothing should get in here. It should be a sealed unit, and it should run off the 12-volt. And how I did that is this USB. So this battery pack was 6.5 volts, and the USB is 5 volts, but it's 5 volts consistent. You got to think, if you run these game cameras even for the night, by tomorrow if you check the batteries, you're probably going to be down like 0.5 or a whole decimal maybe. So you'd be at, from 6, you might be at 5.5 in the morning. So you got to think that this game camera is going to run probably right down to like 4 volts or something. So that's kind of what I base this off of. So if I slide this in there, I need 2 hands for that. Fits so tight, you gotta wiggle the glue in just right. There it is. So the battery pack's in. I'm gonna try to get this somewhere where you might actually be able to see it. And then I just got this just to show you. I haven't tried it with this yet, but it should be all the same. 5 volt input, and looks like 5 volt output as well. So that's what they're charging at, and that's what the output is. So this thing, even though it's just a battery pack, it's still going to give me that same 5 volts as the inverter on the treehouse solar. So I have 2 USB hookups for the treehouse, and that's what I'm going to use to start. But let me plug this in for you. So as you can see off, that starts the game camera, and the game camera works pretty good. So the only thing I'm going to do different here is this is my 2 wires for the power going into the game camera, and for some reason black's positive and red's negative. But the only thing I'm going to do is undo this tape, add about 100 or 50 feet of speaker wire wherever the nearest tree is that I want to go to, add the speaker wire in between these connectors right here, and then I will be where I want to be, and this will plug right in to the inverter and give this camera power 24/7. So it's not every 2-3 days you got to change the batteries. It'll just be down there for weeks at a time until the storage can't hold any more pictures. But I just wanted to show you a different way of doing that, and the cheapest way is a USB and speaker wire. That's what I found out. I can get USB cords at the dollar store, as many as I want, $1 a piece. How are you going to get cheaper than that? Speaker wire, pick whatever you want. Doesn't have to be that thick, as you can see right here. You can't get much thinner than what's coming out of this USB cord. But anyway, it's a quick rundown of what I got going on. I'm going to bring this thing down to the treehouse, set it up,